Speaking of legends, though, how
legendary.
good am I for predicting that this fight would come to pass? The main event,
thought about it.
Max Holloway and Calvin Kattar, is a fight that I predicted.
I thought before this fight would come together, and as you said, you predicted this. This was my second choice in my head of like kind of trajectories in this division. I thought they would have paired up Calvin Kattar and Korean Zombie, but Zombie did get his ass whooped against Ortega, and that was obviously another fight that everyone wanted to see, the Ortega-Zombie fight. So we lost out on that, but instead we got Calvin Kattar and Max. It might even be a better fight.
It's way better. So they fight pretty much exactly the same. They fight nice and long, and they both have no fat on the punches. So like this is going to be exactly the fight that you want to see.
Output.
You want to see a crispy stand-up war. Like this, it's going to be amazing.
Let's have a look at some of the work in the division that these guys have. Max, former champion.
Yeah.
He lost his last two to Volkanovski, but debatably, as you said, I believe he lost to Volk the first time. I thought that was a clean, unanimous. But in the second time, and I know Volkanovski is the champion, he's our fucking Aussie, the champion.
Ambassador for us over
here. Ambassador for MMA for us over here. I truly still believe that Max is the champion of this division. He's the best in this division because I believe he beat Volkanovski in the last fight.
It was close, yeah.
But it was close. I'm not saying it wasn't close.
You got to take it from the champion, you know what I mean? Like, you got to make it more decisive than what it was. So I don't have a problem with it.
He dropped the champion 3 times.
You weren't, you know what I mean? You weren't here like an argument from me.
You dropped him.
Yeah, you weren't here an argument from me, but you got to really take it from the champ if you want the belt. And I just don't think it was decisive. It was
very reminiscent. That fight was very reminiscent to me when I saw it of Reyes and John Jones. Right? It was one of those fights that's so close, but a lot of people had it for Reyes. I think so many people had it for Max in this fight. So you don't really lose a lot in saying that you took a loss. But I mean, he lost his win streak to Poirier at 55, went back down, defended the championship against Frankie, and then he lost 2 to Volk, and now he's fighting Calvin. This is the fight to make. There is no better fight in this division to pair up other than, I guess, Volkanovski and Ortega for the title. But outside of that, this is the best version of a number 1 contenders fight you can have. Former champion, one of the best ever in this division, maybe the second best ever behind Jose Aldo.
Shit, dude, that's a 13 fight win streak.
Yeah,
dude.
He was crushing.
Holy shit.
Look at the resume too.
Dude,
Look at
Anthony
the people on
Pettis, Jose Aldo twice, Jeremy Stevens, Charles Oliveira, dude.
Chucky Olives, dude.
Cub Swanson,
Ricardo Lamas.
Oh my god.
He has
the resume is impeccable.
Ortega as well, of course.
Yep. Wow. Excellent resume. One of the all times. And Max Holloway has absorbed, I believe I saw a statistic, over 900 strikes to the head and has never been dropped. Are you fucking serious with that, dude?
I didn't realize he lost to Poirier before. Like, I know it was obviously very early on.
He was fighting the promotion, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just meet your stylistic
disaster.
nightmare. So he's lost twice to Volk, twice to Poirier. I think he lost to Dennis Bermudez and Conor McGregor. I think that's all of his losses, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct.
I'm pretty good with that, right? Whoops. And as you said, Calvin Kattar, if we could pull up his resume,
if you're a casual and you don't know who this man is, wake your ass up and go watch some of his fights, because he fights exactly how you want to see someone fight. There's no ground game there. It's all about the stand-up fight, and that's what I want to see. We all like seeing a wizard on the ground or someone who's amazing at wrestling or anything like that. But really, we want to see 2 guys duke it out.
You like Jules, right?
I was trying to think of. I had to quickly search it. New England Cartel. Man.
Yeah,
that's the moniker that this man. He wears that on his chain, bro. Calvin Kattar has a very low key, because like he's been doing work in this division, but he has a lot of great names on his resume, man. I was sort of thinking that like above the guys who are ranked above him, kind of don't have the same kind of work that he has in the division. He's got the Zabit ranked above him. He's got Yair Rodriguez,
we'll
Max,
talk about the Zabit
Ortega, and the champ, I believe, right? I think those are the only fighters that are ranked above Kattar. So pretty much everyone below him is either beat or is now in a position where he's probably too good to fight most of those guys. But I think his record's better than Yair's. His record's better than Zabit's, despite the fact he lost to him. But as I said, like a lot of the guys who are ranked above him don't have the kind of work that he's put in this division. He's beaten a lot of big names low-key. He beat Dan Ige, a fight he shouldn't have even had to have taken.
Dude, he knocked out Jeremy Stevens.
Knocked out Jeremy Stevens. The legendary immortal chin of Jeremy was finally...
with that lead elbow.
Yeah. It split his face the fuck open too, man. He had a big old gash on...
That was the ground and pound, though.
Ooh, Ooh, yeah, it was, but still, I mean, no one does that to Jeremy. No one fucking claps
Jeremy coming in
Stevens
with that,
down like that.
That Miami Mexican tan.
Ooh.
Yeah, dude. Looking
hair on point, beard on point, and then he just gets pounced.
Yeah, pounced. That was a nail in the coffin for Jeremy. I mean, Jeremy Stevens has a career of being super tough, fighting heaps and heaps of killers, and has never really been put down like that. I mean, he'd been knocked out from a body shot from Aldo, but other than that, I can't even think of a time where he's been finished like that. He also, I think, another good win on there, Ricardo Lamas. I think he broke Lamas's jaw, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
He's knocked Lamas out. He beat Chris Fishgold, who was a former Cage Warriors champion. He's also a very good fighter. Took
Shane Burgos' undefeated streak.
True, that was one of the best fights ever.
That was so
He's
good.
got good work in this division, man. And I think, this is one of those fights that you have to tune in and watch, because you have one of the best, cleanest, crisp boxers in this division versus Max Holloway, who's one of the best straight up kickboxers. Volume. I've always viewed Max as kind of like a snowball fighter. He kind of starts slow and just starts to overwhelm you. Like, his volume is kind of like for instance, if I put on a scale, it's like 10 punches landed in round 1, and then the next is 15, and the next is 20, and the next is 25. But obviously, it's a lot higher margin.
Cascading.
Yeah. He puts it on.
He's a
you.
snowball effect, man. And I think that Kattar's got a chance to really hurt Max and maybe gain a strong lead in damage, the same way that Poirier did early. But if Max starts to catch up to him and starts to really get his rhythm and timing and get that volume down and starts to shut rough. I don't think Max finishes him, but I'm predicting that Max beats him over a decision over 5 rounds. I do think, as we would say, the intangibles, Calvin's got a lot, probably faster hands. It's probably more powerful.
If Kattar, there's a lot on the line for Kattar, because if he's cleaned out the division, like most of it, he lost to Sabit, which is a piece of shit fight. It fucking frustrated me, that fight.
Yeah, if that fight was meant to be 5 rounds, I think Calvin would have won it.
Alice Lees, dude.
Yeah, makes sense.
Scumbag fight. And then
but he's overtaken Zabit now. Like, he's getting a Max Holloway fight. That's something Zabit has not gotten. And Moicano did kind of piece him up, which is what kind of concerns me. Like, if someone who can kind of just halt the momentum.
Yeah, and Kattar takes leg kicks too.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't check
boxing
the kicks.
style, that's a lot of the time they're heavy on the lead foot. Max's kicks looked outstanding in the last fight against Volk. That's something that he really started to tidy up, man. As you said, like, Calvin Kattar's best route to victory, I don't think he can win on points. He'll have to knock Max out. I just don't see that happening. Max has fought too many hammers and has never even been knocked
Holloway
down.
Puts on a pace too.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is Kattar, if he wins this fight, he's set him up for superstardom. If he can win this fight. He beats
Max Holloway, he's the title challenger. Right?
Sure, that's a title shot.
Yeah, he'll get a title shot with the winner of Volk.
If he wins this fight.
He'll get a title shot against the winner of Volk versus Ortega. That's obviously the title fight. Everyone knows that's not been booked, but we know that's the title fight. Calvin Kattar beats Max. He's next in line. If Max wins, which I believe he will, he better hope that Brian Ortega beats Volkanovski, because if he does, that gives Max the opportunity to fight for the title again against someone he's already beaten. And obviously, I think Max is still improving. He's only 29?
And Ortega has significantly improved. You saw his last, his last performance.
And if he beats Volk too, man, that'll put him, that'll put that rematch as maybe one of the most anticipated fights in the division's history. Like, you'll have a rematch of two
Max
guys.
taking his undefeated streak as well. I think he was 14-0 at the time.
Might have been, was it 14? I thought he might have been close to 17-0 or something like that. But that makes sense. That's something we can look forward to, as I said, matches. I don't know. Like, the problem is, though, if Max wins and Volk wins, we're not getting a rematch. So it's just going to be who's next.
It's like
I guess you'd be hoping that Ortega beats Volkanovski or Kattar beats Max.
I would watch the shit out of
that way. We got fresh matchups.
Ortega versus Holloway again, dude. I love that.
I'd watch it again because I know that the margin has closed, because Ortega looks outstanding and Max is still getting better too, man.
Yeah.
You can't say that Max is kind of plateaued and is losing. He's lost his stride. Like, he's taken a lot of damage, but Jesus Christ, man, the kind of adjustments he made without a training camp, without a full camp around him, without a full training regime and all that in quarantine, to come and perform the way he did against Volkanovski, someone who really shut him down in the first fight, shows you that he adapts. He's still learning. He's still broadening the toolkit. and he's still one of, if not the best featherweight on the planet. And as I said, if you really looked at it as if he didn't lose the last fight he was in, he's still the champion.
Exactly.
And this is Calvin Kattar's title shot, or low key kind of like the number one contender fight, without a doubt.
It's a big deal. It's not a championship fight, but like Max is arguably the greatest featherweight of all time. You'd say that probably...
It's Joe Rogan's argument. I disagree.
It's
but like,
Aldo.
He's probably the second.
It's
Aldo, then Max.
But
if Max loses this...
He beat Aldo twice. So that's just the way it goes.
Finished him twice too.
Yeah. So that's just the way it goes. But, top two, however you pick it.
I still think Aldo's the...
Let's just say for the sake of this argument, he's the greatest featherweight of all time.
Maybe.
And if Kattar beats him, that...
To be continued, but yeah.
Yeah, look, it's...
We'll see. Because Aldo's no longer at featherweight. So if Max still is only in his late 20s, he still maybe has a big career there.
Yeah.
I think we will see Max eventually move to 55. But I do think as well, across the board in this fight too, they're the same height. I think Calvin Kattar has about a 3-inch reach advantage, which is rare at featherweight. They're both very tall featherweights, very long. I think Max has not got the longest arms, but he kind of fights long. But who knows, man? He fought completely different between his last two fights. He fought two totally different fights.
Yeah.
Prediction, which I love that this fight's a coin toss for us, because like I can definitely see Calvin Kattar.
Yeah, look, I want to say Kattar by TKO. I'm not going to say what round, but I'm going to say Kattar TKO. Right, he's my favorite fighter.
Yeah, I know, but do you reckon if Poirier couldn't knock up in TKO on Holloway, do you reckon that Kattar's like capable of it?
TKO'd Jeremy Stevens.
Yeah, but it's not
in the mouth.
Different. Dustin Poirier has more firepower than Calvin Kattar. I'm sorry, and they're very similar fighters too, which gives me hope that Kattar can win this fight. Because if Poirier can beat Max twice, and I believe that Kattar's style is very similar to Poirier's, a little bit more fine-tuned, a bit sharper striking, a little bit less reliant on kicks, and a bit less wild. But
Poirier nowhere near as fast, but
as you said, but it's still similar in terms of like heavy boxing style, heavy on the lead foot, very little kicks, but just very sharp, very precise timing. Very good at setting traps and setting rhythms and breaking rhythms and stuff like that.
How's the gas tank in Kattar as well?
Kattar's got a great gas tank.
Went 5 rounds with Dan Ige. He's a little monster.
He's got a great gas tank.
You're gonna need it. Yeah.
I would say I'm not saying it's outstanding. Like Max, I would say probably has proven to have a 5-round gas tank and never looked tired. Calvin Kattar's had 1 5-round fight, and we saw that he can last as long as it's at a pace that he's comfortable at. If Max puts his universally praised pace on Kattar, we'll see if he can swim.
Yeah,
I'm gonna lean with Max by decision.
Yeah, it's fair. Kattar's a gangster dude. Like
he is.
Cardio is not an issue and is not the focal point. And
also
of this
shout
discussion.
out to his main training partner and sparring partner is Rob Font, who looked absolutely so sharp. And if iron sharpens iron, those two motherfucking hammers or saws or whatever you want to call them, buzz saws, have looked nothing but spectacular lately. Yeah. So this is an outstanding main event on ABC, on Fight Pass, on ESPN.
Great card.
Hell yes, dude. Just a great low-key, great card to start the year off. I love it.